Welcome to our channel where we help you prepare for the US Citizenship Test. In today's video, we will focus on mastering the important yes-no questions and most asked vocabularies found in N400 Part 12 for the US Citizenship Test. Remember, mastering the yes-no questions and your vocabulary of the N400 Part 12 is crucial for your success in the U.S. Citizenship Test. If you're preparing for the U.S. Citizenship Test, then make sure to watch this video fully. Good luck on your journey to becoming a U.S. citizen. Claim to be a U.S. citizen. Have you ever claimed to be a U.S. citizen in writing or any other way? No. What does claim to be a U.S. citizen mean? What does claim to be a U.S. citizen mean? To state you are a U.S. citizen. To state you are a U.S. citizen. Register. Have you ever registered to vote in any federal, state, or local election in the United States? No. What does register mean? What does register mean? To sign up. To sign up. Vote. Have you ever voted in any federal, state, or local election in the United States? No. What does vote mean? What does vote mean? To elect a new leader. To elect a new leader. Owe taxes. Do you owe any overdue federal, state, or local taxes? No. What does owe taxes mean? What does owe taxes mean? To owe the government money. To owe the government money. Hereditary title. Order of nobility. Do you now have, or did you ever have, a hereditary title or an order of nobility in any foreign country? No. What is a hereditary title? What is a hereditary title? A royal title like prince or princess. A royal title like prince or princess. What is order of nobility? What is order of nobility? Like king or queen. Like king or queen. Legally incompetent. Mental institution. Have you ever been declared legally incompetent or been confined to a mental institution? No. What does legally incompetent mean? What does legally incompetent mean? Having mental problems under the law. Having mental problems under the law. What is mental institution? What is mental institution? A hospital for people with mental problems. A hospital for people with mental problems. File a tax return. Have you ever not filed a federal, state, or local tax return since you became a lawful permanent resident? No. What does it mean to file a tax return? What does it mean to file a tax return? To send tax paperwork to the government. To send tax paperwork to the government. Non-US residents. Have you called yourself a non-US resident on a federal, state, or local tax return since you became a lawful permanent resident? No. What does non-US resident mean? What does non-US resident mean? A person who doesn't live in the US. A person who doesn't live in the US. Communist Party. Have you ever been a member of or in any way associated, either directly or indirectly, with the Communist Party? No. What is a Communist Party? What is a Communist Party? No freedom like China, Cuba. No freedom like China, Cuba. Totalitarian Party. Have you ever been a member of any totalitarian party? No. What is totalitarian party? What is totalitarian party? Government controls everything and people have no power. Government controls everything and people have no power. Terrorist organization. Have you ever been associated, either directly or indirectly, with a terrorist organization? No. What is a terrorist organization? What is a terrorist organization? An organization that uses violent action for political or religious purposes. An organization that uses violent action for political or religious purposes. Overthrow of any government. Have you ever advocated, either directly or indirectly, the overthrow of any government by force or violence? No. What does overthrow a government mean? What does overthrow a government mean? To remove the government by using force. To remove the government by using force. Persecuted. Have you ever persecuted, either directly or indirectly, any person because of race, religion, national origin, membership in a particular social group, or political opinion? No. What does persecute mean? What does persecute mean? To hurt someone because of religion or political beliefs. To hurt someone because of religion or political beliefs. Genocide. Were you ever involved in any way with genocide? No. Can you define genocide? Can you define genocide? To kill a whole race. To kill a whole race. Torture. Were you ever involved in any torture? No. Do you understand the word torture? Do you understand the word torture? To cause great pain to someone. To cause great pain to someone. Kill. Were you ever involved in any way with killing or trying to kill someone? No. What does kill mean? What does kill mean? To cause someone to die. To cause someone to die. Forcing sexual contact or relations. Were you ever involved in forcing or trying to force someone to have any kind of sexual contact or relations? No. What is forcing sexual contact or relations? What is forcing sexual contact or relations? Touching someone's body when they don't want it. touching someone's body when they don't want it. Religion. Were you ever involved in not letting someone practice his or her religion? No. What is religion? What is religion? A belief in a god or gods. A belief in a god or gods. Military units. Were you ever a member of, or did you ever serve in, assist in, or otherwise participate in a military unit? No. What is a military unit? What is a military unit? A group that works for the government to fight in a war. A group that works for the government to fight in a war. Insurgent organization. Were you ever involved in any insurgent organization? No. What is an insurgent organization? What is an insurgent organization? A group that uses weapons and fights against a government. A group that uses weapons and fights against a government. Jail or prison. Were you ever a worker, volunteer, or soldier in a prison or a jail? No. What is a jail or prison? What is a jail or prison? A place where prisoners are kept. A place where prisoners are kept. Detention facility. Did you ever work in a detention facility? No. What is a detention facility? What is a detention facility? A place where people are forced to stay. A place where people are forced to stay. Labor camp. Have you ever served in a labor camp? No. What is a labor camp? What is a labor camp? A place where people are forced to work. A place where people are forced to work. Weapon. Were you ever part of any group, unit, or organization that used a weapon against any person or threatened to do so? No. Did you ever sell, give, or provide weapons to any person or help another person sell, give, or provide weapons to any person? No. What is a weapon? What is a weapon? An object such as a knife, gun, or bomb. An object such as a knife, gun, or bomb. Combat. Did you ever use any person under 15 years of age to do anything that helped or supported people in combat? No. Tell me, what is combat? Tell me, what is combat? A fight, especially during a war. A fight, especially during a war. Crime. Commit a crime. Offense. Have you ever committed, assisted in committing, or attempting to commit a crime or offense for which you were not arrested? No. Do you know what a crime is? Do you know what a crime is? An action that breaks the law. An action that breaks the law. Can you define commit a crime? Can you define commit a crime? To do something that breaks the law. To do something that breaks the law. What is offense? What is offense? A minor crime. A minor crime. Arrested. Cited. Detained. Have you ever been arrested, cited, or detained by any law enforcement officer, including any immigration official or any official of the U.S. Armed Forces, for any reason? No. What does to be arrested mean? What does to be arrested mean? Handcuffed by the police. Handcuffed by the police. Can you define cited? Can you define cited? Given a ticket by police. Given a ticket by police. What does to be detained mean? What does to be detained mean? Held in custody by police. Held in custody by police. Charged. Have you ever been charged with committing, attempting to commit, or assisting in committing a crime or offense? No. What does charge mean? What does charge mean? To accuse someone of having done something illegal. To accuse someone of having done something illegal. Convicted. Have you ever been convicted of a crime or offense? No. Do you know what convicted means? Do you know what convicted means? To be found guilty of a crime under the law. To be found guilty of a crime under the law. Alternative sentencing. Rehabilitative program. Have you ever been placed in an alternative sentencing or a rehabilitative program? For example, diversion, deferred prosecution, withheld adjudication, deferred adjudication. No. What is an alternative sentencing? 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 What is a rehabilitative program? What is a rehabilitative program? A program to help someone to restore health. A program to help someone to restore health. Suspended sentence. Probation. Paroled. Have you ever received a suspended sentence, been placed on probation, or been paroled? No. What is a suspended sentence? What is a suspended sentence? Delaying a sentence. Delaying a sentence. What does probation mean? What does probation mean? You report to an officer regularly instead of jail time. You report to an officer regularly instead of jail time. What does parole mean? What does parole mean? Allowed to leave the prison early due to good behavior. Allowed to leave the prison early due to good behavior. Habitual drunkard. Have you ever been a habitual drunkard? No. What is a habitual drunkard? What is a habitual drunkard? Someone who drinks too much alcohol regularly. Someone who drinks too much alcohol regularly. Prostitutes. Procure. Have you ever been a prostitute or procured anyone for prostitution? No. What is a prostitute? What is a prostitute? Someone who has sex for money. Someone who has sex for money. Do you know what procure means? Do you know what procure means? To find a prostitute for somebody. To find a prostitute for somebody. Smuggle. Controlled substances. Narcotics. Have you ever sold or smuggled controlled substances, illegal drugs, or narcotics? No. What does smuggle mean? What does smuggle mean? To take things to a country illegally. To take things to a country illegally. What are controlled substances? What are controlled substances? Legal drugs that can be bought with the prescription. Legal drugs that can be bought with the prescription. What are narcotics? What are narcotics? An illegal drug such as heroin or cocaine. An illegal drug such as heroin or cocaine. Immigration benefit. Have you ever married someone in order to obtain an immigration benefit? No. What is an immigration benefit? What is an immigration benefit? Things like a visa, green card, or citizenship. Things like a visa, green card, or citizenship. Illegal gambling. Have you ever gambled illegally or received income from illegal gambling? No. Tell me what illegal gambling means. Tell me what illegal gambling means. To play a game for money that is not allowed under the law. To play a game for money that is not allowed under the law. Pay alimony. Have you ever failed to support your dependents or to pay alimony? No. What does pay alimony mean? What does pay alimony mean? To pay money to an ex-spouse after a divorce. To pay money to an ex-spouse after a divorce. Misrepresentation. Public benefit. Have you ever made any misrepresentation to obtain any public benefit in the United States? No. How do you define misrepresentation? How do you define misrepresentation? The act of giving false information about something or someone. The act of giving false information about something or someone. What is a public benefit? What is a public benefit? Welfare, like food stamps, housing, education, and healthcare. Welfare, like food stamps, housing, education, and healthcare. False. Fraudulent. Misleading. Have you ever given any U.S. government officials any information or documentation that was false, fraudulent, or misleading? No. What is false? What is false? Not true. Not true. What is fraudulent? What is fraudulent? To be dishonest or intending to deceive. To be dishonest or intending to deceive. Can you define misleading? Can you define misleading? Causing someone to believe something that is not true. Causing someone to believe something that is not true. Lie. Have you ever lied to any U.S. government officials to gain entry or admission into the United States or to gain immigration benefits while in the United States? No. What does lie mean? What does lie mean? To say something that is not true. To say something that is not true. To be excluded from the United States. Have you ever been removed, excluded, or deported from the United States? No. What does to be excluded from the United States mean? What does to be excluded from the United States mean? To be prevented from entering the United States. To be prevented from entering the United States. Deported. Have you ever been ordered, removed, excluded, or deported from the United States? No. What does to be deported mean? What does to be deported mean? To be forced to leave a country. To be forced to leave a country. Recession. Deportation proceedings. Have you ever been placed in removal, exclusion, recession, or deportation proceedings? No. Do you understand what resuscitation is? Do you understand what resuscitation is? To take back a decision. To take back a decision. What is deportation proceeding? What is deportation proceeding? The legal process for removing or deporting a person. The legal process for removing or deporting a person. Pending. Are removal, exclusion, resuscitation, or deportation proceedings, including administratively closed proceedings currently pending against you? No. Can you tell me what pending means? Can you tell me what pending means? Waiting for something to happen. Waiting for something to happen. Alien. Have you ever been discharged from training or service in the U.S. Armed Forces because you were an alien? No. Do you know what alien is? Do you know what alien is? A person who lives in a country but is not a citizen. A person who lives in a country but is not a citizen. Avoid being drafted. Have you ever left the United States to avoid being drafted in the U.S. Armed Forces? No. What does avoid being drafted mean? What does avoid being drafted mean? To prevent being selected as a soldier. To prevent being selected as a soldier. Exemption. Have you ever applied for any kind of exemption from military service in the U.S. Armed Forces? No. What is an exemption? What is an exemption? Official permission not to do something. Official permission not to do something. Constitution. Do you support the Constitution and form of government of the United States? Yes. What is Constitution? What is Constitution? It is the supreme law of the land. It is the supreme law of the land. Oath. Allegiance. Do you understand the full oath of allegiance to the United States? Yes. What is an oath? What is an oath? A formal promise to do something. A formal promise to do something. Do you know what allegiance is? Do you know what allegiance is? To be loyal to something. To be loyal to something. Oath of allegiance. Are you willing to take the full oath of allegiance to the United States? Yes. Do you understand what oath of allegiance is? Do you understand what oath of allegiance is? A promise to be loyal to the United States. A promise to be loyal to the United States. Bear arms. If the law requires it, are you willing to bear arms on behalf of the United States? Yes. What does bear arms mean? What does bear arms mean? To own or use a gun to fight. To own or use a gun to fight. Non-combatant services. If the law requires it, are you willing to perform non-combatant services in the U.S. Armed Forces? Yes. What are non-combatant services? What are non-combatant services? Services that do not involve combat or hiding. Services that do not involve combat or hiding. Work of national importance. Civilian direction. If the law requires it, are you willing to perform work of national importance under civilian direction? Yes. What is work of national importance? What is work of national importance? Tasks that are important to a nation during crisis. Tasks that are important to a nation during crisis. What does civilian direction mean? What does civilian direction mean? A direction from a person who is not in the military. A direction from a person who is not in the military. Thank you for watching. If this video is helpful for you, don't forget to press us a like, comment, or share with everyone.